Well, I think you've set a very high level, and because I'm alone, and I would like to pray Darth Vader to help me, but I think you've lost your your mask. That was really great, really. My aim today would be to explain how to use another way to train people for Scrum, for Agile, but not only for the Agile methods, but for every type of contents you can have. And this way is named flipped classrooms. I'm not this guy. I'm this one. And you can notice that I have another level as the first person in the first slide. I wear orange glasses. I'm French. And I could speak with a French accent if you want, but I will try to do my best. Okay, the same in Castellano if it's necessary. I define myself as a cultural hacker. That is quite difficult for my customers to understand this sometimes. But the most important thing for me is that we have tried to hack our own family. That's why I'm agile coach at home. And my children are practicing homeschooling, or better said, we, parents, are practicing the homeschoolings of our children. Okay? And that's what brought us to different educational aspects to use in schools as well as in professional environments. And what I want to share with you is my experience in professional environments as well as in universities. Why flipped classrooms? First of all, because when you ask your children how they feel after a day of school, then or what you have learned, then they answer nothing. Or something like, we've seen how to play Pokemon or something like that with the new console, but nothing really interesting. And if you ask sometimes in classical trainings that we do with the people, you can notice that they don't remember a lot about what we've told to the people. And if we look at the educational fields, we can notice that there are a lot of alternatives and a lot of prototypes in Europe as well as in the world. I've mentioned here EduScrum from Holland, and you can have a look at the web. It's really interesting. And the other way that I've noticed is SOL, self-organizing learning environments. Self-organizing. It sounds a little bit like Agile. Okay? And for SOL, for example, it comes from India, where they don't have any teachers in a lot of villages. And that's why they had to find a way to teach to children in a self-organized ways, because they don't have any teachers. And why flipped classrooms too? Because when we notice this Dale's pyramid, something like that, you will see when we are passive in the learning, we only remember between 10 and 30% of the contents. It's quite ineffective. On the other hand, if people say and do, they remember a lot more. And that's a more efficient way. And that's the aim for the flipped classroom. And what is a flipped classroom? Well, a flipped classroom is a classroom where the students make the presentation and the contents, and the teacher only organizes the environment and the class, but doesn't present any contents. What is the deliverable? Learning. What we want to reach with this is that people learn a lot about the contents we had. What is the test? Well, we praise that people present the results of their researches. And it can be a demo, a presentation, a sketch, everything that they can produce themselves. And what means do we need? A team of students and internet. And after that, then we can start. How does it work? This is the first session, the quite most important session, because when you practice this with students or with people in different companies, you notice quite rapidly that they don't know each other, or that they didn't practice really teamwork. In the first session, what we do is the sprint zero. I know a lot of people don't like this name of sprint zero, but we need this to implement the team. We implement the team saying to people, please choose with who you want to work. And if you've noticed that some people are quite good at the contents you have, agile methods, scrum, design thinking, lean startup, then you try to mix the good with the others. Then you tell the people, define a name for your group, and then I explain to everyone how we will use and how we can use a Kanban board, because it's quite simple when you know the different way of a Kanban board. But I have to set those common basic rules for everyone. Then every team will draw its own Kanban board. And they have different colors, different post-its, different types of papers and so on, because they have to draw each team its Kanban board, its own place to work. And then for the first sprint, I will fix the first planification. I will define as teacher the contents. For example, in this case, we will work about agile principles, Kanban and Scrum, and that's all. And then during 1.5 hours, each team will search on internet contents, everything, and prepare a presentation using the Scrum methodology. That's why I explained to them in the Sprint 02, you should plan, you should organize a daily meeting, a stand-up meeting every 15 or 20 minutes, because we speak about 1.5 hours, and use these items to produce your demo or your results. At the end of this 1 hour and a quarter, 1.5 hours, then we have presentation, and each team will present. In the first sprint, you will notice that if you have 4 teams, we will present 4 times agile principles, Scrum, and Kanban. It's really important. Why? Because each team will present on its own way, and the reframing, the relating, the repetition will then put in place the different elements in the head of the people that will listen to the elements of the others. And then I, as teacher, have to complement things if there are some missing items or some missing informations, and reward. And the rewarding is very important. For example, if people surprise you with something you didn't see or you didn't discover on internet or for your information. The second sprint is quite easier. We will only add a user story roadmap, because right up there we will try to use the learning of each team. And for example, I will repeat at the beginning some important facts about the last session. We will draw this user story roadmap, and I will extend the backlog with new features. What could we learn this time? And it's quite clear that we won't learn everything, and that's why we make a planification by vote. Because I need, in the second sprint, that people work on the same things, okay? Then they work again, internet, prepare a demo, and then we have the same result, a demo presentation, what I learned, happiness door, and so on. In the third sprint, then I will start to split the work between teams, because normally they have reached a certain level, and then we can use this level to split and to have the effect that each team will plan its own work. Okay? Benefits. And as you've seen, at the end, what we've done is apply Scrum to learn Scrum. And that's it. The key is here. Benefits. A lot of interactions and fun. For example, when you have people who don't know each other, with this type of work, in a one-day session, in a one-day workshop, those people will spend, during the work, between 2 and 3 hours interacting with each other. we have a lot of fun too, because what we try to put in place is a free environment. There are very less rules, and then they can use every type of support they want. Other benefit, contents. I've been surprised with the high quality of contents people are able to produce in 1.5 hours, for example. Videos about critical chain. That is quite impressive. These are agile KPIs in a rock and roll way, with music and so on. It was quite amazing what they were able to do. And the last part is they feel the agile experience. And for me, the most important is here. They don't only learn what is agile, but they feel it. And if you have, for example, a two-day workshop, they will make 4 sprints. And they will notice themselves the difference in the way they work between the first and the last sprint. They will notice it themselves. Here, for example, it was a team who was explaining Scrum using a rugby metaphor. And it was quite amazing what they were able to explain and to transmit to the people in the room. And they were able to transmit things that I wouldn't have been able to explain in my normal classical way. I had a video, but it doesn't work. It was about do's and don'ts, and I will put the video on SlideShare if you want, and you will see for the don'ts where the man will land. Okay. Very important. There are different aspects. Time and break. What I've practiced until now are sessions from 2 to 4 hours. With a simple rule, which is about the break is every team can choose when they want to make the break. Auto-organization for the rules themselves. For the demos medium, one important thing, no Wi-Fi, it doesn't work. Because we want to search in internet different contents. So the Wi-Fi is quite important. I forbid the PowerPoint. If I want creativity, the only rule that I have is to say no PowerPoint. And that's I didn't do that the first time, and it was quite annoying. And the second time with this rule, I had plenty of presentations, very interesting. And group sizes, you can go from 20 to 40 people. It's not a problem. You have to mix big and small contents. The parking, very important. The parking is the way for people to ask for help, because you're the teacher, okay? And when they put something in the parking, then they tell you, we need help, please. And last thing, we must empower. There is no blame. There is a right to fail for people, because they search for themselves and they can't know everything, okay? So, to end up, just try it. The break we have at the end is only the sensation, the feeling of loss of control over the contents. But the result is people produce more contents that we are able to give them during a normal and a classical session. Thank you.